Asato ma satgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tatsat Shri Ramakrishna Namaste.
So Durga Puja is coming up, and Womenna Durga Puja is the place you want to be. We break barriers, we introduce unique and new things every year. This year, we have a very special treat for you. We have a brand ambassador for our Womenna Durga Puja, none other than my very dear friend Shweta, who I've known for a very long time. And I think she represents all that we see in Ma Durga: poise, grace, power, strength, divinity, spirituality, and all of that together embodied in this beautiful human soul, which is Shweta. So she is here right with me here today, and I'm honored, and it's such a pleasure seeing you here today. And you calmed me down. Your presence is such a blessing.
Oh, thank you so much. Honor is all mine.
Tell me how you feel about being the brand ambassador for Ma Durga Puja, which is associated with so much joy, fun, but at the same time offering our prayers to the Supreme Divine, which is Ma, which is the core of all our existence and the power that we all want to see within. Tell us how you feel about that.
You know, when you first approached me with this proposal, I was overwhelmed. I was so joyful that I'll be the face of Ma. And of course, nobody can match Ma, right? But then, you know, a part of me told me that this is an opportunity to represent Ma.
And you represent all of that, which is, you've been so calm throughout your journey of ups and downs. We've all been through so much, but we panic and we get broken and all of that. But you have stayed like supremely calm in this whole process. And we wanted to talk a little bit about what you went through. I mean, I think maybe you can start with that.
Okay. So, look, as children, you know, we started with a very beautiful mother who used to do puja every day, right? And she instilled this faith in us, the spirituality in us to begin with. She listened to pravachan and everything, and she told us that, you know, God is actually there. Just believe in God, and whatever you think, He knows it, right? Whatever you want, you wish for, ask God. He's always there with you, listening, right? And He will be with you as a guide. So that was instilled in us as children. And growing up, of course, I was inclined to spirituality and to know more about it. But you know what happened with time, right? When I lost my mother, you know, she was the foundation, the very ground of our existence, right? And when she was taken away from us, the pain that was stirred in our heart was too much to take. We started asking that deeper questions, the existential questions. Who are we? Why are we here on this planet? What exactly is death, right? We go through, you know, like as humans, we see that people are dying every day.
Right.
But we never ask that deep question, that what is death? Yeah. Will that happen to me too? Why are we here at all? What is the purpose of life, right? Why are we born here?
Right.
In our Vedas, in our text, it is told that the sole purpose of life is to attain enlightenment, to know yourself, right? When you realize yourself, you realize God, right? And till the time we don't do that, everything else we do, it will only bring us transitory pleasure, which won't last forever. Like, imagine today, I want a house, right? I want to work hard, get a house, and it brings us joy. It brings us, joy for a little while.
Right.
But it fades away. Why does it fade away?
Mm-hmm.
And once we have house, we don't want to lose it. There is this fear of losing it, and you work harder to secure. You want to pay off your mortgage and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, in this transitory world, anything we do, everything we do, it brings us joy, but it doesn't last. It doesn't bring us, eternal fulfillment.
Right.
And it is only through this journey of finding ourselves that we find real joy, real peace, something we can ground ourselves in, center ourselves in. Everybody knows what happened with me and my family.
Right.
My brother, who was so young, he was a star. He was everything what anybody wants to be. He was famous. He was handsome. He had money. He had everything.
I want to stop you right there because we are talking about Sushant and he's so dear to all of us, right?
Yes.
And you were so close to him. You are his sister, and
I was just 1 year elder to him, so
okay.
we were like twins.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now tell me, what was that moment like when you heard it? I mean, it was disbelief, shock, anger. What was that moment like for you?
I was lying down on my bed, and there were a lot of calls coming. So my phone was on Do Not Disturb, but my husband's phone kept ringing. Okay? And he went to the restroom and he figured out that this has happened.
Okay.
Right? And from there, he gasped. He was like, Shweta, Sushant is no more. And right there when I was there on the bed, my whole body froze, but there was something that took over. I think it was because of my spiritual practice. It felt as if put a blanket over me so that the shock doesn't kill me or
Right.
But that was that night. Eventually I started feeling this heavy weight on my chest which won't go away. It will always feel like it's pulling me into a black hole. And when you lose someone, a loved one, somebody so close to you, you feel you have lost yourself.
Right.
You have lost a part of you. It's actually scientifically proven.
Shweta, you have to tell me, what was it like? I mean, I know none of you have really opened up and discussed your internal feelings, your deep core issues that you had, and how you processed the whole thing. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, so as a family, we all suffered.
Yeah.
Right? My father went through a bypass surgery. My sister had to put stent. Right? Her arteries were blocked. So, you would have heard this term called broken heart syndrome. It actually happens when you lose a loved one. That actually happens, and that happened with my sister, my eldest sister, and my father. Right?
It's the pain, I think.
It's the pain. It's the pain. The heaviness. Yeah.
But apart from losing such a dear brother of yours, you had so much to deal with. So that got all coupled with the pain that you're going through. So
exactly.
It must have been humongous. And that was one of the reasons I saw the power in you, that you said a blanket came over you. It is that power that's within you. And that's why I chose you to be our Ma Durga, is because that's what she teaches us. When there is suffering, there's pain, you rise above.
Yes,
so,
you harness your inner strength.
Exactly,
right?
And that's exactly what you did.
Yeah.
Now, at that moment when all this rigmarole is happening around you, there's so much media attention, there's so much that's going on. What was going on with you?
Yeah, personally, of course, the pain was too much to handle, and I had to heal from all of it. But then I saw a lot of people were also facing, a lot of pain. They were feeling shock. They were depressed. They were angry. They wanted to take revenge, because whatever happened, if you see at Sushant's face, you can see his purity. You'll see his twinkling eyes.
Right.
You'll see his charming smile.
Right,
You'll
right.
exactly know how pure his heart is.
Right.
Everybody wanted to protect him.
Right.
And whatever happened to him, nobody was able to take it, because the mother in us, it arose in all of us.
Right.
We wanted to just like put a blanket on top of him, आंचल, हमारा प्यार का आंचल, कि उसको कुछ नहीं हो, right? और उसके साथ ये हो गया और हम कुछ नहीं कर पाए.
Right.
So of course the healing had to happen, and in the process I understood that I only don't have to heal, but there's thousands of people who need healing. Right? And that's when I started I started speaking up. I started telling people how to still stay positive in everything what we are going through.
Right. What was the hardest thing to conquer?
The hardest thing to conquer was that we never found any closure. We don't still know what happened.
Yeah.
So when you don't know what has happened, you cannot like close that chapter now. You cannot really heal. But what I say to myself and to everyone, I believe in God. And I know God is there. And I know He'll do the justice. If something wrong has happened.
Yeah. But I remember how beautifully you told me the other day, and we can, talk the positive side of it. And you told me, Ina, I want to do things to keep him alive in all of us.
Yes.
We want to do things that will make him present. Like we can all feel him. And that's exactly what we are doing, right?
Yes.
We chosen our theme of this year to be Kedarnath. And I know he was very fond of Kedarnath. And you will not even believe if I tell you that this was just surreal. It happened. We did not think of you or Sushant, but the idea of our theme to be Kedarnath happened besides all of this. And then we connected the dots, and then we knew that Ma Durga must have directed us in this direction. I cannot believe you how numb we all felt in the team that, we have Kedarnath, we have Shweta, we want Sushant to be alive in all of us. And this just all came together, and it was not even planned. So somebody planned it somewhere, and we just executed it. And it just happened like that. So tell us more about what are the little things and the big things, of course, that you want to do, keeping Sushant in mind so that he is still with all of us.
And Anna, I totally believe what you are saying is the higher force organized this so that He is there with us, celebrating with us, right? So I totally believe that.
Yeah.
There were so many things I wanted to do. He had so many dreams, right? I don't know how many we would be able to fulfill, but I would want us to work on each and every one of them, and try to do something like He wanted to do a lot of social work, like do something for the kids, for children, right? He wanted to do something for women, right? And he wanted to make a biography on Vivekananda.
Oh my God!
Yeah, Swami Vivekananda.
Yeah, Swami Vivekananda is my personal favorite. Do you remember your last conversation with Sushant?
Last conversation with Sushant. Yes, I do remember.
What was it like?
The four sisters, we were all, we used to always gather together every week, and we would discuss Aparokshanubhuti. I don't know if you know it.
What does that mean?
Aparokshanubhuti is like a Vedantic text, introduction to Vedanta, and we would discuss that, and it's about how we are consciousness and we are not the body, mind, and this identity. We were discussing that, and Ruby Dee was there at Bhai's place at that time. And then she showed Bhai also, like, he was there. He said hi, he gave me a flying kiss. But there was a certain amount of restlessness in him. I saw that. I saw the restlessness, and he was not completely at peace. So I noticed that, and somehow that made me cry. Like when I came down after the whole call, when I came down to my family, to Vishal and Freja and Nirvan, I started crying. Somehow I felt something is not all right.
Because you have very strong intuition.
And you won't believe, on 11th of June, I'm writing to him that, Bhai, please come here and come to US. Meet me here. You be with me, we'll go for hikes, we'll play. We won't I won't tell anybody that you are here so that you can stay protected in a way, right? It was COVID time and stuff. So I somehow had a feeling that he has to come here.
Yeah. I know you do have a very strong intuition. Yeah.
That night, you won't believe again, before going to bed, it was 10 o'clock, and I was talking to Vishal, and somehow I was lying down on the bed, and somehow I was thinking, what is death? Why people die? Where do they go after death? Until the time I didn't make my mind that what exactly happens after that. There is nothing. It's like changing of clothes. It's in Bhagavad Gita it's told, right? You change your cloth, you get a new one, right? It's just changing of clothes. You're not going anywhere, right?
Right.
And it's a journey of soul till the time the evolution. Through this evolution, you get to the perfection, and the perfection is self-actualization. You go through this journey. Nobody goes anywhere. Your essence is always here. Till the time I made terms with that, I was not able to sleep. And that night, 1:30. So it was 10 o'clock, and at 1:30, I got to know this.
Oh my God. 1:30 in the night.
1:30 at night.
Oh my God.
1:30 a.m. here.
Okay.
Pacific Standard Time.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, if I were to tell you about my own understanding of life, death, us in this world, our purpose and all, I would define it as we come over here, whatever we do, the smallest of creature and the biggest of creatures, all of them add something to this world. When we leave, that stays, that's eternal, that never goes anywhere. Like Sushant, whatever he did in the world will stay forever.
Yes.
His body may not be there. We may not be able to see him. We may not be able to touch him. But what he did is there. I mean, his love, his warmth, his feelings, that's eternal. That's going to be there forever. Whether I'm there, the next person, they will all know what he has done. So that is, to me, very powerful.
Very powerful.
So when you do something and you make a change, or you strive towards influencing people, or contributing to other people, you do something that stays forever. And I think he is going to be there forever. And that was his purpose.
Yeah, I totally feel that too.
And sometimes you feel them closer to you. They're gone, and that's when you think about them every day.
Every moment.
Right? Every moment
you feel
they're
their
like with you. And I felt that with I lost my own parents, and I felt that with my parents. That I would feel that they're with me. I'd sometimes want to pick up the phone. So nobody goes anywhere. They're all here. Their contribution, their soul, their love, warmth, everything is here. I mean, we just have to feel it. And we just have to sort of absorb it. And I know you're writing a book, right? Tell me a little bit more about that book. What got you triggered to writing the book?
Okay, so of course, as you know, after the death of my brother, there was so much of media outpour and so many distractions, and I needed to heal, right? I had faith in non-duality, spirituality, and I went with this pain. I went on a retreat, 1 month retreat. I just took off completely. So I left my phone, there was no connection there, no network there, and I went in a kutia, a log cabin, and for 1 month I didn't get to see anybody. So when you are there is no human interaction, and you are completely alone. It was a solitary retreat, and you were supposed to just meditate and be absorbed in the self, and you can study too, right? So I was doing that, and during that time, I read this chapter of universal responsibility in a Buddhist text, and I was healing, and this spirituality was helping me.
Right.
I knew there is a way out.
Right.
You don't have to get pulled down by the pain, the weight you're feeling in the chest, right? You don't have to.
Right.
And I know that a lot of people, they lose their loved one, and they will be, feeling the same pain, going through the same journey, right? I could help them. And this is my universal responsibility. This is part of my responsibility, that I let them know if I have learned something, I share it with
and
them.
what did you learn
What
through
did I learn?
that kutir journey, that 30 days of no phone, not talking to anybody? I can't imagine, spending couple of days without my phone. So obviously you would have discovered a lot within and outside, right?
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about that.
Okay, so there are two parts to this practice. One is called as samatha, the other is insight, vipassana.
Okay.
Samatha is sambhav, okay? Whatever rises, you stay equanimous and you stay aware.
Okay.
So like whenever you're meditating, there will be so many thoughts that will come in your mind. There will be so many emotions that will brim up, and what happens when you're there alone without any interaction, because you're not distracted by other things, there are deeper emotions, subconscious impressions, traumas, ancestral traumas that brim up.
Right.
And then to stay equanimous and aware during that time becomes primordial. It becomes very, very important. And if you cannot do that, there are chances that you can you can lose your mind, right? So you have to be very established in your practice. So that is samatha. Vipassana is when you're able to follow through, when you're able to stay aware and equanimous, like whatever is coming, rag, dvesh, craving, aversion, when you're able to stay equanimous, you see that, oh my God, the strong emotions I was feeling very angry right now on the person who might have done something to my, you feel all that emotion. But then you see, very next moment, it's gone. That deep emotion that you were feeling, you see it's gone.
Right.
It comes and goes, everything comes and goes, but the witness consciousness, it stays.
Right.
Then there is an insight that's called as vipassana.
Right.
You have this insight, and this insight, because it's because of your own experience, meditation, you have gained this. It's a anubhav. It stays with you. It's an experience that stays with you.
Right.
So this is what you learn, that you're not these passing thoughts. You're not these passing emotions. You are not even this character, the identity you're playing in this life, because you have played several other identities and characters in several other lives. Right? So you are the witness consciousness that stays through all of it. The constant. And the beautiful part is, the witness consciousness that I am, you are the same thing. When I can establish myself in that witness consciousness, that awareness, because it has no name, it has no form, it has no separation, you feel one with everyone, because that awareness is in everything.
Right. Take that pain out so that you are aware of that, and it's not something that is reflected in your actions, but you're that consciousness that knows.
So that's what I call from brain drain to brain train.
Yeah.
So you're training your brain now, and you're dealing with all the subconscious fears, pain, suffering, whatever you have stored back there. And it's not only ours, it's the ancestry too, it's there. We are actually our ancestors.
Right.
The nose sitting on my this
it's
here,
in the
face
DNA.
it's in the DNA.
And people will be surprised. I think all of you will be really surprised to know how much there is in your system that you've not touched. And that's when you go deep inside, you dig all of that. And we are so busy doing things that are irrelevant,
occupied.
I would say. Desires that are transient, that, we are so occupied doing all of that we don't actually look into what is more important in life. Most important is to actually have that mind, and mind is such an interesting subject.
Yes, it
Your
is a
thoughts,
tool.
your thoughts. What guides your thought? Why you think something, I think something. What is it that triggers our thought? Good thoughts, bad thoughts. What triggers our thoughts? Nobody really knows that, right? So it's an area, and is the book covering a part of all of this?
Everything.
And what is the name of the book? Remind me.
Yeah, the name of the book is Pain, A Portal to Enlightenment.
That is so beautiful. So you can actually change pain to power.
Yes, you can channel.
And that's what you have done yourself. So you're a living example of the name of the book.
Thank you.
So you went through pain, but you look so relaxed, calm, and so much sort of, chilled.
When you're centered in the truth,
Right.
then nothing can shake you. Otherwise, we are building sand castles and everything can be taken away, right? But when we are rooted so deep in our essence, in ourself, even if it's taken away, everything is taken away.
Right.
You are still grounded,
Right.
right? And that's what, there is so much power in here.
Right.
And that's what I want to tell everyone.
Right.
That there is power within us. We
Right.
just have to tap in.
Right.
And these pain. So
Right.
don't fear these pain. Like,
Right.
oh my God, I'm going through so much suffering. Don't fear
Yeah.
it. Sit with it and see it transmute into something so magical,
Right.
so beautiful.
Right.
And you will see the alchemy happening right in front of your eyes. You don't even have to do anything. Be centered in the self and see what it is doing.
Right.
It will alchemize itself.
Right. And she's going to talk a lot about this at our Durga Puja. She's going to launch her book at Women Now Durga Puja, and you will get a chance to meet her. You will get a chance to hear her. She's going to read some of the passages, and she's going to explain to you what it really meant for her to write the book and what she's been through in her journey, remembering her brother Sushant Singh, remembering her family and what they went through, and what she really wants to do with this whole incident that happened, which is life-changing for everybody.
Yeah.
But to you, it was a source of power that you used and she wants to make changes in other people's lives who are going through pain, and that would be a great learning at our Durga Puja, because that's what the Durga Puja is all about. I mean, find the power within. And why Ma Durga comes every year to us is to show us these things that, hey, the
these
power is in
demons
you.
are in us, and
Right.
the power is also in us.
Right.
We channel the Durga within,
Right,
right?
right.
And you know what? I even want to make sure that Sushant Bhai is alive in everyone's heart.
Right.
His innocence is alive in everyone's
Yeah.
heart. His joy, his curiosity,
Right.
his, just the sheer joy of learning,
Yeah.
want to know more,
Right,
right?
right.
It should be alive in everyone.